Now that the inauguration is over, many are wondering what to expect in the first days of the Biden administration. Political science professor tells 13 on Your Side's Elena Holland, don't expect a far left agenda.
The transition will probably go pretty quickly, but it's a clear move away from what was until today.
Doug Copeman is a political science professor at Calvin University. He says at noon today, former President Trump's staff left their desks, and now President Biden's staff moves in. And one of their very first tasks is putting together a budget proposal. There is a budget before Congress from former President Trump, but now President Biden will completely revise it and present it in a couple of weeks.
You might look for a couple of requests for legislative action within the next couple of days. For example, legislation on climate change or legislation on immigration reform. The other thing a president can do right now are executive orders to repeal Trump executive orders and replace them with President Joe Biden executive orders.
Copeman says one of the largest issues President Biden now faces is working with the House and Senate. He says it may be tempting to push through very liberal proposals, but smarter to establish bipartisan relationships on a long-term basis.
For success to happen legislatively, Biden has to go to the middle, and there will be early signals about that. Does he want to include Republicans, such as West Michigan's Fred Upton or Peter Meyer, in conversations? Is he going to hire staff that have a history of working with both Republicans and Democrats? So to me, his critical calculation is how much true bipartisan cooperation does he want to have? And he will signal that by who he hires and who he reaches out to in person to talk to or to bring in.
Another challenge, working with the political divide we see in the nation right now. Copeman says Biden's task will be to reestablish the exchange of ideas in Washington, D.C. that is responsive to the people.
You have 74 million disappointed people who voted for President Trump, who are very worried about, I would say, extreme democratic principle, extremely liberal democratic principles. You cannot discount those people, as tempting as it is for Washington to discount people back home. You cannot forget those people.
He called Biden's inaugural speech the most religious he has ever seen and says it gave a feeling of strength of nation.
That we will get through it. Things are tough. The pandemic is difficult and the partisan division is hard. But fundamentally, we are a sound nation, and fundamentally, the universe is going to work out.
Elena Holland, 13 on Your Side.